Folks can grab a seat. We're going to get started in a few minutes. There are no reserved seats, so please sit anywhere.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Gary Cooper. I am a proud division chief here for Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service, currently serving as the interim fire chief. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to our Travilla Fire Station 32, and we are happy you are joining us here for this important and exciting event. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our Master of Ceremonies, Assistant Chief Administrator, Dr. Earl Stoddard.
Thank you very much, Chief Cooper. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to second in our major number of announcements for our public safety agencies. It's really important that we have strong leadership within public safety. Having been a partner to many of the people who work in our uniformed services, there are few positions in county government that are more important than these. I want to take a moment to recognize the special guests that we have here today. Councilmember Joando, thank you for joining us. I also see a representative from Councilmember Marilyn Balcom's office is with us as well. In addition, we have Mr. Eric Bernard, the Executive Director of the Montgomery County Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association. We have Jeff Buttle, the President of the Career Firefighters Association, the local IAFF 1664. We have Assistant Chief Mark Yamada, who is actually our nominee to be our police chief here with us as well. And I see our CAO, Mr. Rich Manolino, with us as well. I want to take a moment real quickly, and I'm sure the county executive will do this as well, to thank Chief Cooper for his wonderful service as our interim fire chief. And I want to thank Chief Kinsley, who has since retired, who served as our interim fire chief as well. It's been about 11 months since our previous fire chief, Scott Goldstein, retired and left us for the West Coast. And so obviously it's been a lengthy search process, but we're really pleased to have found the right person to move forward. So with no further ado, I will allow our county executive to introduce that person.
So I'm very excited to be here today. And before I start my more formal remarks, I just want to remind people I actually have experience with this fire department that goes back 1987. So since 1987, I was a Tacoma Park council member. And the fire department there was a volunteer station, and we had long interactions with the fire service, including a very long battle over building a fire station, rebuilding the fire station there, and whether we would get our ladder truck. I think that battle still continues. But it's been a long relationship, and I served on the county council on the public safety committee, and so the fire department was under this. And we've seen real changes in the department over the years. First place, the relationships between career and fire and volunteers have gotten a lot better. And they were not in the same place in the beginning. They've certainly evolved to a much better place today, and I'm really happy about that. The mission of the department has modified because it increasingly becomes a department that responds to medical emergencies rather than fires. And it's required an evolving response model from, rather than saying, well, I can't meet response times on ambulances here, we must build a full station there, to figure out how do we get chase vehicles to the right place at the right time in the county, so we're not spending money building full stations where the services don't demand full stations. So it's really important to see these kind of changes in the department. And so I feel like we've had that's not helpful. We've had a progressive department, a department that's willing to change and grow for a very long time. And so this is going to be the next iteration of change and growth. And with that, I want to, first of all, I want to thank Acting Fire Chief, Interim Fire Chief Gary Cooper for the work he did. You've done a great job in keeping this department rolling. You're evidence of some of the strengths we have in the support staff in the fire department, that the chief could be gone and you could carry on and fulfill the duties in this department. You wouldn't know that this department was acting without a chief, and that's I think, a really positive thing to say about the work you've done. So I want to thank you for everything you did. I'd ask everybody to give him a round of applause because he deserves it. So I'm here to officially nominate Corey, and it's not the first time we've had this discussion. I don't think it's a secret out there. We've made sure that the volunteers know where we're going in this direction, and we know that he's, at least in my mind, he's absolutely the right person for this job today. And I'm excited that he's agreed to come on board. I am fortunate that he was willing to leave one of our neighboring counties and come over here. I think it's a great opportunity. There are things about him that I think are just really important. He understands the staff of the department, what makes it special. So he's going to he recognizes from the beginning what he's working with here, what our strengths are, and the kind of unique system we have. We built a functioning volunteer and career system here, and I think that's going to be important for our continued success. He has the experience of being the inaugural collective bargaining agreement in Virginia, in a right-to-work state, where people had the right to work for less. And he was the one who put together the first agreement in Alexandria, and that's a big deal. And I think it indicates he's got experience with labor, which is something that was really important to that. Obviously, he worked previously in labor environments as well. So we wanted to make sure that we are putting together somebody and a team that actually can talk with each other and is focused on moving forward together. And I think he understands the importance of doing that. And I know he understands leadership because he's excelled at so many different things. He's been a chief. He's been in emergency management. He's worked at the small level and he's worked at the big level. He's worked in big departments. So this is not a department. This is important to us as we were looking for a chief. We had small department chiefs want to come here. I did not want a chief who did not have experience with a big department, didn't have an experience with a mixed union and volunteer department. So he kind of checked all the boxes in terms of what skills and what we needed him to be able to do. And that's one of the reasons I'm really excited about having here. It's not, you don't have to have somebody who has to figure out the way around the office or the way around this block. He knows this block, whether he's been here or not. He knows the characteristics of what we've put together. And I think it's going to be really beneficial to us to have somebody with this level of experience. So I think you're going to get somebody who hits the ground running. You're going to get someone who has, proven leadership skills. He's got proven personnel skills, and he's known for wanting to work with people and talk to people. And those are things that we really value. I mean, as much as I hate to say this, that some of our organizations are very kind of paramilitary, I kind of like the softer touch. I like the ability to have a conversation and not assume that this is all an authority-based organization, but actually there's room for conversation, and that the people who make up the organization have a role in shaping the organization. And I think that's going to serve us well going forward. So I want to thank you for being willing to take this job and come over here. And I'm going to turn this back to Earl. And I think he's next, right, Earl?
And with that, our county executive's nominee to be our next fire chief, Mr. Corey Smedley.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right, thank you. I have to echo what's been said already about not only the interim fire chief, but the command staff and the men and women, volunteer career, as well as our civilian members. It's a testament to the strong foundation of the department. We've had a great leader in interim Chief Cooper, but for 11 months you've been without a leader, and you have continued to do your mission each and every day. So I just want to give you a round of applause for everything that you've done and continue to do. County Council, community members, representatives of the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue, and everyone in attendance, thank you for being here today. Thank you, County Executive Mark Elrich, for nominating me to become the next Fire Chief of the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service. Thank you to my local and regional partners, which I have reached out to many, and I continue to do so because it's a large family and it takes all of us to serve our community. Thank you to my wife, Yolanda, and my little boy, Justin, for being here today, and his friend and family, for just supporting me. I've said over and over again, I'm standing here right now, but there are many people in my life that have helped me to become the person I've become, to be able to do the things that I do, and I do not take that for granted. And if I am the one that's ultimately chosen, I will never let you down. I will continue to value everyone. And what I heard that resonated with me each time I had a conversation with someone is, we want a seat at the table and we want to be valued. And that's a simple request. And if it is me, that will occur. You will have a seat at the table and you are going to be valued. And we're going to do this together. The fire service, what a great way to spend your life serving others. I've said that over and over again. I believe this is the best profession in the world, and the only time you come to a place where no one knows you and they hand over your baby and they have trust in you to do the right thing and to save them, that's a rewarding place to be, and our profession does that on a regular basis. I've been a native of this region. I grew up in Washington, D.C., and it continues to be my privilege and honor to be able to serve a profession that has given me so much. It has given me so much and my family so much. I'm just simply honored to be here today. You have a mission, and your mission is simple: protect lives, property, and environment. I also have that mission. And I start every thing that I do with three things in this order: faith, family, and fire. My approach to this new opportunity, I will lead with my faith. I will seek balance with my family, and I will continue to follow my passion with the fire service. And if approved by the County Council, I will be joining a great department and gaining some amazing colleagues in the first responders, volunteers, civilians, as well as our community. I want you all to understand that this is definitely a blessing for my family. It's a blessing because this is a great opportunity to learn this diverse community. When I came to the state of the county, I talked to my wife and I said, this is where I want to be. It's intriguing to see the diverse group of makeup of the community, and I'm excited to do things to help put ourselves out of business. We're going to talk about responding. We're going to talk about all the things that we need to do when you call us, but we're going to do a lot of focusing on preventing us from having to come in the first place. And I'm looking forward to partnering with the community to learn what their expectations of the department are so we can meet those expectations and exceed them. I just ask that you give me some time. I have a lot of learning to do. Now that this is announced, I will be coming around to everywhere, the stations, our other facilities, our training academy, our partners in public safety, our police department, corrections, etc., so that I can build partnerships and learn what's going on and what are the things that you enjoy about your organization so that we can continue those things, and what are the things that you would like to create so that we can create those things. I look forward to work with you for a very long time, and I thank you all for being here, and at this time I'll turn it back over to Earl.
So with that, we'll take questions from members of the media.
Could the nominee talk about what attracted him to the fire service to begin with and the genesis of your career?
I didn't ask you to ask me that question. That's a softball question. I thank you for that. That's simple. My sister started in the fire service before me, Andrea Smedley. She was the first firefighter in my family. And I got to see my sister do great things and challenge herself. And I'm like, wow, this is my big sister. And she's doing these things that I didn't know that could be done, especially in the time that she came in by a young female in the fire service. The fire service wasn't ready for her. And she proved it. So me being able to see my sister just navigate in that space inspired me to want to do the same thing. That also helps me understand that everyone has a purpose in the fire service, and we're going to make sure that they're safe to be able to do that.
Was that in D.C.?
She was in Prince George's County.
What do you think your experiences in the region, how do they help you with that job, working with Prince George's, Virginia, and Montgomery?
One of the things is relationships. We all have great training. We have various levels of resources. We have a lot of talent throughout the departments. But the main thing is the relationships. I can literally pick up the phone and call someone. They'll answer it. They'll meet with me. They'll give me some feedback. Or if it's something that I may not experience, they will provide some insight to help me. That in itself is something that I don't know exists anywhere else. And for me, that is why it is calming for me to be able to feel that I can come into an organization like this and do well.
So last week we had the nomination for police chief. This week we have for fire chief. One a black man, the other Asian American Pacific Islander. And I understand that Montgomery County, the demographic is kind of changing. Can you talk to me a little bit about the benefit of having people in those positions that look like the people that they serve?
I think you answered the question with your comment there. It is a benefit to have people who serve people look like the people they're serving. People should feel, particularly young people should feel that they can be anything. And if you only ever see white people at the top of every chain in the universe, you could pretty quickly conclude that there's no room for you the system. So it's important that systems are able to demonstrate that anybody with the talent and the willingness can actually become a chief or become a police chief or become the head of a department. And I think it has value. So it has value as hopefully to provide kids in a pretty difficult world some hope that there's a path forward for them when many people don't think there's a path forward. I think it's important for the communities we serve to feel like the people who are serving them have some understanding of their communities. Not everybody's the same. People have different lived experiences, and it's important to have people who have different lived experiences who are in leadership roles, so that the people in this county, we're not the county we were in 1975. In 1975, the county was about 95% white, 4.5% black, and 0.5% everybody else. And today, we're close to 16% Asian, and both black and Hispanic populations around 20–21%. And so obviously it's a major demographic shift. And so one would expect that as the population shifts, that if you're not getting a reasonable number of managers out of broader population, something's wrong. Somebody said, to put it the other way to me, that you would think just by sheer numbers that assuming that everybody's got equal abilities and equal opportunity, your departments would look like the population. Now we know because people don't all leave at the same time, and our departments are often have a lot of older people who came in early when the demographic was different. Those things don't change overnight, but certainly when you have opportunities to appoint people, you've got a wide pool, and you should always have a pool that reflects diversity in the county, and then you get to pick the best candidates. I think we pick people who are really, really good. They're going to do this job the way the job needs to be done, and it would be nice if someday we just said it didn't matter what the color was. It's not significant. What's significant is who you hire. But we do know that it actually matters to be able to talk about this and explain to people. If you think it's changing, you need to understand why it's changing. Thank you for the question.
Is there anything in the department that you want to change? Anything that you see now that you think could be made better under your leadership?
It's too early. As I stated before, the machine has been running seamlessly, quite frankly, for the last 11 months. I just don't know enough yet. I want to come in with a very objective, open mind, communicate with the entire workforce, see what's working, see what they tell me is not working, and figure out a path forward. So at this point, I don't have enough information to make a determination on any kind of major moves. We're going to take our time. Where we find things that need to be improved on, we're going to make those adjustments. What's working, we're going to keep it. So I need a little time to be able to come in and do my due diligence to work with everyone to really answer that question.
And then the vote for the nomination, when will that take place for the confirmation of the nomination?
So we just submitted the confidential packet over to the council this week. They take a little bit of time to schedule. My sense would probably be there will be a confirmation hearing sometime second half of June, and then obviously the vote would typically follow that by 7 days is the typical process. But we have not received word from the council yet exactly when the interview process will begin. Okay, seeing no additional questions, we're going to conclude this press briefing. I'm sure the county executive and Chief Smedley will be around if you have questions afterwards. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it.
Always. See?
So far, so good. All right, how's it going? Don't look at you. Turn it on there. What's up? Check 1, 2, 3, check. Check 1, 2, 3, check. Go for it. I think the county executive that you're touching that it's time for this sort of change. If you don't see people in management positions, it looks like you can say something. Talk about that.
One of the reasons I really wanted to be here is only in our
You guys, any of you all need to talk to him, to the county executive or anything, or are you good? You're good? You're good?